Tite Kubo certainly doesn't stick to formulaic boxes when it comes to character creation, as the Shinigami, Quincy, and Arrancar contain a mish-mash of admirable and detestable individuals that have many fans questioning their alliances, or simply sticking to Team Ichigo all the way. For many trapped in the pursuit of power, brutal decisions have to be made to ascend the hierarchy, more often than not at another's expense. Bleach has produced some of the most merciless characters in anime history, but thankfully everyone loves a good villain story, and in some cases, an intriguingly twisted anti-hero vibe. Number 10. As Note, the Fear.
I will submerge you in an ocean of pain and fear, and cause you to live out an eternity wishing for the bliss of death.
While it may be true that a warrior has no control over their weapon's special abilities in Bleach, as Note evidently has no qualms about how sadistic their reishi thorns or volstandig are. Quite the opposite, in fact. This ominous Quincy makes little effort to end lives quickly and efficiently, but would rather prolong the inevitable to ensure that their victims suffer excruciating pain for as long as possible. As Nott's reishi thorns are basically a light version of Tatarfora's, which arouses traumatic and terrifying hallucinations upon anyone unlucky enough to make this merciless Quincy's acquaintance. Number 9. Noitora Gilga, the Envious.
I don't do mercy. Strong, weak, infant, monster. I just smash them all to pieces.
This arrogant Arrancar had such a bee in his bonnet about being surpassed by an insignificant woman that Noitora does everything in his power to destroy Neliel, just to make a point. Underhanded tactics are the number 5 Espada's favorite way to get ahead, and he is perfectly content to kick a dog when it's down, even if they happen to be an ally. The battle-hungry Noitora does not have an empathetic bone in his body and will kill and destroy hordes of weaker hollows purely because he can. His egotistical pride and misplaced superiority complex eventually get the better of him, but not soon enough according to many Bleach fans. Number 8. Yachiru Unohana, the Bloodthirsty.
Trees, bugs, people. No matter what I cut, it was the same.
As to be expected from the captain of the 4th Division, Retsu Unohana has proven to be compassionate and maternal but apparently does not project her true nature. The Shinigami, previously known as Yachiru, has a history much darker than her criminal past suggests. Most anime fans are unfamiliar with Unohana's Bankai for a good reason, as releasing Minazuki at full force brings out her sadistic side. While the blood-red acidic sludge flows from her Zanpakuto, Unohana ensures to heal her opponent moments before death, so that she can repeat the excruciating cycle of punishment multiple times, prolonging the suffering further. Number 7. Jazelle Gewell, the Zombie.
Okay, boys, kill yourselves.
With a few drops of Jazelle's potent blood staining one's skin, this stern ritter can turn any unsuspecting victim into a mindless zombie who will willingly follow any of her commands without question. Those with a high-level Ryatsu require a more direct hit whereby Jazelle's Ichor is injected directly into the heart. And the high-spirited lass has no issue with amping up the aggression to add to her zombified troops. In incapable of turning living Quincy into zombies. Jazelle will quite happily slaughter her own allies to add more to her undead army and even gets aroused by inflicting the final blow upon her former friends. She is also a capable healer if one can calm down the hemophiliac's excitement first.
の持つ霊視をすべて奪い取るがために生誕の時を迎える。今回からやり直そうか。
Number 6. Zayalaporo Grants, the Perfectionist.
You can be assured that I will be thinking of some horrible way to kill you.
There are very few who can make Mayuri look like a good guy, but somehow, Zayalaporo succeeds on this front. Much like his Shinigami counterpart, the number 8 Espada values scientific experimentation and his own self-preservation, above all else, viewing others simply as tools to prove his assumed superiority. Zayalaporo thoroughly enjoys spreading pain with his voodoo dolls and will remorselessly use a person's body as a makeshift cocoon, lethally ripping through his host from the inside out as soon as their usefulness has run its course. Number 5. Shukuro Tsukishima, the Sociopath.
I learned the joy of immersing myself in the moment of madness.
Tsukishima's Fullbringer creates confusion between past and present, ingeniously inserting himself into the role of a loved one in disguise, who can control select memories for personal gain. This sociopathic Shinigami takes delight in pushing his victims to the point of a mental breakdown to get his hands on their deepest, darkest secrets. Tsukishima lulls his prey into a false sense of security with Book of the End by posing as a long-lost ally of sorts, gaining their loyalty and friendship before attempting to make the kill. He will even target innocent family members to solidify his sinister schemes, earning him the title of Bleach's master manipulator.
ようこそ我が城ラスノーチェスへ。ネコムンドの王に殺されるのだ。
Number 4. Bagan Luisenbarn, the King.
Do not force me to walk a path not stained with the blood of my enemies.
The former king of Hueco Mundo did not earn his status by being a nice guy, and only very begrudgingly relinquished his title to Eizen. Empowered by his age-manipulating abilities, Baragan's godlike status goes straight to his head as the concept of life and death becomes mere playthings in his battle tactics. Baragan makes a point of belittling his enemy at any possible opportunity, often considering those around him to be as insignificant as insects. With a superpower similar to Shigaraki's decay, and a matching inflated ego, this almighty Espada is regrettably not given enough time to shine in Bleach.
お初にお目にかかる。僕はアイゼン。アイゼン宗介。
Number 3. Sosuke Aizen, the Tyrant.
I should have chopped her into little pieces and hidden them away where you would never find them.
As the major recurring antagonist of Bleach, Eizen has accumulated a substantial list of deplorable acts in his time, as supposedly nothing is immoral if it means following his ambitions. Not only does he deceive his fellow Shinigami for centuries, but Eizen also forces numerous Arrancar into fighting for his cause and orchestrates Urahara and Ko's banishment from Seireidii. Eizen uses his heightened perceptiveness to manipulate people like pawns and will effortlessly strike down his allies if he is not pleased with their performance. Sacrificing lives to experiment with hollowification in the Hogyoku is a non-issue for the former 5th Division captain, who will do anything to sit at the top.
さらばだ、レオン。
Number 2. Juab Baha, the Big Bad.
I shall bestow on you the most excruciating and luxurious death, that one moment in time when each of you feels the greatest amount of joy and happiness, and it is there, I shall slaughter you.
The Thousand-Year Blood War arc introduces a whole villainous force, led by the all-powerful peace-loving Quincy, who leaves no room for mercy in his plan for world domination. Juab Baha evidently couldn't care less about his subordinates, slaughtering the replaceable soldiers haphazardly, whose presence only gets tolerated so long as they are useful. Juab Baha's whole mission revolves around killing his own father, essentially because he is a constant source of humiliation for having fallen victim to such weak foes. To recharge his own batteries, the Almighty performs the fatal Oswalin ability upon many of his own kind, regardless of the Quincy's dwindling numbers.
がや隊長したい薬がいくつもあるんで心配はいらないすべては精霊帝のために
Number 1. Muuri Kitsuchi, the Scientist.
I will be sure to subject you to the very depths of terror. The kind of terror that will make you look back upon this battle as a happy and pleasant memory.
Even the most deplorable Bleach villains have their virtues. However, even though he is technically a good guy, nobody is quite as ruthless as Muuri. The pursuit of science is his top priority. Everyone is a potential lab rat, and every battle is an opportunity to conduct torturous experiments. The rather misogynistic Muuri treats his beloved daughter like a worthless slave and punching bag and has created an extensive arsenal of chemical warfare and specialized equipment to mess with people's minds, and even enthusiastically turns his own allies into suicide bombers. Although his tone has become more comedic over time, die-hard Bleach fans will never forget how truly savage this scientist can be.